Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Alive by One Direction. And we're going to end up cabling this on first fret to match the recording board. Start off on a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G on the second fret, second finger on the high E on the second fret, and third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the D major on our intro, we go to a C major chord. Now on the D, through the song though, you may want to kind of lift off the second finger, kind of make that a D sus2, can be a cool thing to add. Or you could take the regular D major and add the pinky and make that a D sus. Or you may gravitate towards a D5 power chord. And the way you play D5, first finger goes to the A on the 5th fret, third finger goes to the D string on the 7th fret, and if you strum the A and the D string together, it kind of makes a really powerful D, so you want to kind of use that for the D chords through the song too. And then from the D we go to a C major chord. We play C major. First finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now another way to play the C through the song, you can use a C major 9. The way you play C major 9, first finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, second finger on the A string 3rd fret, third finger on the B string 3rd fret, and the pinky on the high E string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9, and it sounds really, really happy. Or you may gravitate towards the C5 power chord. We play C5. First finger goes to the A on the 3rd fret, third finger on the D string on the 5th fret, and if you strum the A and the D strings together, that sounds a C5 power chord. It sounds really, really powerful. So you might kind of think about using that through the song too. And then from the C we go to a G major chord, and we play G major. First finger goes to the A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, and the third finger on the high E string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the third finger on the B string 3rd fret, pinky on the high E string 3rd fret. That's another way to play your G major. Or you could use something called a G5 power chord, where you do the first finger on the low E string 3rd fret, third finger on the A string on the 5th fret, and strum just the E and the A string. And you can use that for your G chord in the song too. And then there's this cool lick that comes in right after that on our intro. At G, we've got this cool little lick where you can do 7 on the G, 7 on the high E, 5th on the G, 5th on the high E, and then 4th fret on the G, and then 3rd fret on the high E string. So through that intro, you've got kind of the D, C, G, 7, 7, 5, 5, 4, 3. And then from there, then we'd be going into our verse part. And our verse starts with a lot of the D major. And you may want to kind of even use if you take the flat of your right hand and lay it down on top of the saddle, you may want to kind of think about just doing downs through that part, kind of where the rhythm comes in. And then we do the D 8 times, kind of with 8 downs on each one. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, D, more D. Where you play the first finger on the D string 2nd fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now if you're kind of digging on the C major 9 and the G voices, you could use something called an A7 sus, where you do first finger on the D 2nd, second finger on the G 2nd, third finger on the B string 3rd, and the pinky on the high E string 3rd. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, it sounds an A7 suspended chord. You could kind of use that for the A if you're digging on that voicing. Or you may gravitate towards a power chord. And you could kind of play an A5 power chord by doing first finger on the low E 5th fret, third finger on the 7th fret on the A string, and kind of strumming just the E and the A string together, kind of for the A too. So if you're coming out of those Ds, you can even use the D5 power chord. And then at the end, you can hit the A, and then we got a big hit on a G, and you can use the G5 power chord or the G major chord. And then from there we go into our chorus part, which is a lot like our intro actually. We kind of have a D, C, G, but then we go back to D, more D, C, G, D, D, C, G, and then you'll hear this big hit on a G, and then that lick from the intro kind of comes back in. And then we'll basically basically we're repeating those parts in variation until we get to our bridge part. And on our bridge, we start on G major, but then we go to a B minor chord. We play B minor. First finger goes across the entire 2nd fret, second finger on the B string 3rd fret, third finger on the D string 4th fret, and the pinky on the G string on the 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to kind of work, if you want to avoid the bar chords, you could do a B minor 7, where you do first finger on the A string 2nd fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, and third finger on the high E 2nd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B minor 7 position. Or you could work something called a B5 power chord, where you do first finger on the A string 2nd fret, third finger on the D string 4th fret, and you strum just the A and the D strings together. That's a B5 power chord. And then from the B, we kind of just do half of a B, so it'd be kind of a 4 down idea on the B. And then we go to an A, and then we go to G, kind of all the way through. But then we go to a D major chord, but you'll hear this F sharp note come out in the bass on that. So you could kind of take the regular D and then take the thumb and go over the low E string on the 2nd fret. That's something called D slash F sharp, or D with an F sharp in the bass. Now if you're digging on the power chord, actually another way you could kind of work that is from the B minor, you'd have the B5 power chord, and then the A, and then we'd have the G, and on that D slash F sharp, you may want to take the first finger down the 2nd fret on the low E to get the F sharp note, and hold on to that A string on the 5th fret. That's something I call D3 slash F sharp, so you want to think about using that for your D5 power chord. And randomly on this part, actually, it may be easier to do the A5 as just an open A and the D string on the 2nd fret. So we kind of have that B, A, G, and then D slash F sharp, and then A, and then we go back to G, and then we go back to our B minor and the A, and then back to the G, and then our D slash F sharp, and then our A5 at the end of that bridge part. Now something else I think about doing with the song, though, a lot of times to support my voice, is use something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So just to try this, if you took the G and just kind of tried that a lot on the G, you'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So another way to kind of work that through the bridge is to do the whole strum pattern on the G, and then do a down, down, up on the B minor and the A, G with the whole strum pattern, and then D slash F sharp, and then A, and then back to G, B minor, kind of doing the down, down, up, A, down, down, G, down, down, up, down, D slash F sharp, and then A, so you can kind of work it with the strum pattern too. And then right after that bridge part, you hear this cool little lead part come in where you play 5th on the A, 3rd fret on the A, 2nd fret on the A, and then 1st fret on the A, and then we go back to 5th fret on the A string, and we kind of start doing 8 on each one, and then 3, and then 2 on the A, and then we go to 3rd on the low E string. It's kind of a G note at the end, and then from there we'll be going into our last chorus. Now the weird part is to play along with One Direction, instead of starting on a D major chord, they're actually starting on an E flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 1st fret, then now your D is really an E flat major, your C is really a D flat major, and your G is really an A flat major. And when we get to the A major, it's really a B flat major chord. But it's taken from the very, very beginning, and it's a little weird if you're doing power chords actually. You end up kind of adding 1 fret to all the power chords we were just doing. So you kind of end up starting on 6th fret really, but you're thinking 5th, so it's a little weird. And then we kind of have that lick, and the lick actually is going to move too. So you'd have the kind of the 8th fret, and then 6th fret, and then kind of working 5th to 4th, but you're thinking 7, 7, 5, 5, and then 4, 3. So it's a little weird there. So through that intro, you got the D, C, G, and then 7, 7, 5, 5, 4, 3. And then from there, then we'll be going into our first verse. I mean, you could kind of work that with just those downs that we were talking about. Or if you're digging on the strum pattern, you could do it that way too and have D, down, up, down, up, 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 A, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, big G. And then from there, then we'll be going into our first chorus. And you may want to kind of take those two ideas actually and kind of mix them up. You could do the downs or the down, down, up, down, up, and that could be a cool way to kind of vary through the song, actually, just taking those two ideas and mix them up. B, C, G, D, D, C, G. We got our big G here, our big down, and then the lick kind of comes back. Then we'll be going into our next verse part. Now something else I think about adding to the song though is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw a bass note in for the chord. So on the D you'd have the D for the bass, on the C you'd have an A for the bass, on the G you'd have a low E for the bass, and on the A you'd have an A for the bass. So if we kind of try that through that next verse, we have the D with the bass, down, up, down, D with the D bass, down, up, down, up, from there, then we'll be going into our chorus parts. We kept that going with the bass down, up, down, up. You have the D down, down, C with an A bass, D with low E bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass, C with an A bass, G with low E bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass, C with an A bass, G with low E bass. We got kind of our big G. Into our bridge part, which could kind of work with just the downs actually, if you're kind of digging on making that really rocky. A G, D slash F sharp, A, B, A, oh shoot. And then from there, we'll be going into our bridge part. So you could kind of work that with just the downs and the power chord idea even, and have the G, B, A, G, D slash F sharp, A, G, F sharp, A. Or if you're digging on the strumming, you'd have the B minor would have the A string for the bass, and on the D slash F sharp you'd have the low E for the bass, and on the B, oh yeah, we just talked about that. So you could kind of add basses to that too. So you have G with low E bass, down, up, down, B minor with an A bass, A with an A bass, G with low E bass, D slash F sharp low E bass, A with an A bass, G with low E bass, B minor with an A bass, A with an A bass, G with low E bass, F sharp, A. So we're going to play around with that too. And then we kind of have that breakdown lick where we got that 5 on the A string, and then 3 on the A, and then 2 on the A. And this is weird because of the capo, so you're really on the next fret up, right? But then you got the 5, 3, 2, and then we go low E on the 3. And then from there, we'd be going into our last chorus. But what you may want to do is kind of take all these ideas and kind of find a way that works for you and kind of run with that. Or if you know other licks around the chord, you know, that can be kind of a cool thing to kind of add in other things that you know how to do through the song, kind of make it your own too. C, G, we got our big G, and then we kind of hear the lick come back. And I know for myself, I really want to play a big D at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through it live by One Direction. So good luck!